你而家聽緊嘅係 Eaton Radio。
Better. I think that the mosquitoes are gone. Right?
Yay!
I think they're
Thank
just
you.
like ring.
Oh.
Hi. So today we're back. I feel like it's like a talk show. It feels more talk showy than usual. Thanks for joining us on Colony Kids, SOS. Colony Kids, for those of you who don't know us, is an interview series that brings together artists and creatives and, people who are shifting ideas in the city to talk about what they've been doing, their ideas, craft, creativity, crisis, and the city. I think those are the four C's that we focus on. Today we have with us Michael and Angela from former Bedroom Gallery to talk about that art space, what it meant to the community, and who they are themselves. So, as an introduction, do you want to just tell us about who you are? She's looking at me. She gave me this one question I couldn't ask. Tell us about who you are and what you do, and just introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Angela. In college, I studied art and finance together. So I've always had that dual interest in my life. I've always had like very different groups of friends, and I feel like that also carried on like after graduation. And then I came to Hong Kong after working in New York for a year after graduation because of visa issues. And then I met everyone. I met Michael, and I guess that's how I feel like all the creative stuff I do in Hong Kong is like thanks to the friends I've met here. So yeah.
Hi, I'm Michael. I don't know what I do, man. I just work in the art industry. My previous background was in architecture, so I studied architecture in London, and I worked in Switzerland for some time, and I came back here to Hong Kong because I was really sick of Europe at the time. And then I started looking for jobs, and my friend was like, hey, like you really, like you had, a lot of interest in art, so like you love like going to art galleries and like museums or whatever. So he was like, why don't you work for an art gallery and try it out? I was like, oh yeah, cool, can do that. So I've been working at Empty Gallery, located in the south side of Hong Kong Island, for nearly 4 years now, and I mostly do production there. Basically meaning, design exhibitions. I do the install, and a lot of different things. And so far, it's been really fun, and I enjoy it.
Cool. To warm us up, considering the world and this crazy year that it's been, how are you guys feeling? How are you guys coping?
I guess I'm a bit different from like most of, maybe similar to you, like we usually work in the office. So it's like kind of nice for us to be able to work from home. Like this is like the first time ever that I've done that. I mean, it has like ups and downs, but that's like one thing that's new. And just getting used to that. And I guess everyone's just trying to do like keep busy if they can, doing their own projects. Or I feel like a lot of people are making music or like getting a dog or something.
Yeah, you've been making a lot of music. You've been working on your DJing.
Right,
You have more time to do things.
Trying
your own
to
things.
practice DJing while I have time at home. Yeah.
Michael?
I don't know. It's obviously really hard times right now, and I can't complain. Like Angela said, I have a job, and my life is relatively stable compared to others. So I am very fortunate, and I mean, I guess different people have different ways to cope, and for me, it's just looking at the world in a different light, as in, sure, like we can slow it down right now and kind of think about, well, maybe it's the way that we've been, living our lives before really the right way to go. When shit hits the fan, it's what you care about is really the most important. So just a lot of those questions for myself, and but like trying to keep hopeful.
So going back to the main topic, what is Bedroom? I mean, there's like what inspired the space? What is it for you? What did it present? Why'd you do it? So on.
So can I tell the story of
What
like
story?
how we started, like how like everything started?
What is the story?
Like
Yes, go ahead.
okay, so like me and my ex-colleague at MT, after like an opening, and
Right.
he was like, "Hey, I know that there's a karaoke party going on. Let's go crash it." And I was like, "What?" At the time, I really don't know anyone in Hong Kong because I just kind of keep to myself. I don't go out very often. And he was like, he forced me to go out basically. And then I turned out at this karaoke place on Temple Street, and it was Luke Casey was there, and then a bunch of other people, and you were there.
Yeah.
And then so we both lived on the island side, and we shared a cab ride,
That's how we met.
and that's how we met.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like one time we were just talking about like how we kind of want our own space to make work, and just do whatever. So that's how Bedroom started. It was supposed to be just for the two of us. It was like a studio kind of thing. And so
Yeah.
Angela is friends with Jerry Haha. And he came to you and he proposed the show.
Yeah. I guess like the space was quite big for just the two of us. And then once we started renovating it, we were like, oh, we could do like other stuff, not just for the two of us. And then it like kind of worked out with Jerry to do like a group show with a bunch of his like high school friends or college friends.
I think high school
High
friends.
school friends. And then it kind of, I guess it made us want to do more of those shows, like just somewhere for people to just like do stuff and not feel pressure or anything. Like, because
So initially it was just meant to be a studio
Yeah.
for the two of you.
yeah.
Did it? Okay, and then how did it continue evolving? Like, did it just completely change from that, or
It did
It kind of did.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
it kind
did.
of did.
I just knew
Yeah.
it as a gallery or event
Yeah.
space or project space.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it did change. It just, I guess it became, we were still like using it for our own like ideas, experiments, development, but like it was involving other people more. So it was like, yeah, just doing shows and like workshops or like letting people use it for that to make their works.
I mean, also at that time, Holy Motors was shut, like closed. Neptune shut down. 100 Square Feet Park was gone as well. Things that happened also gone. So, we thought like, oh, we have this space. It would be very selfish for us to keep it for ourselves. So we wanted to share. In terms of like planning exhibitions and stuff like that, we just want to work with people and like let people work in the space because a lot of the times people don't even get that amount of space to work with in Hong Kong. We just want to share that.
Do you want to tell us about 2 or 3 specific memorable projects or things that happened there,
Which ones?
Uh,
I feel like the first one.
so that we can like visualize it for those who don't know it or didn't go?
right. Well, okay. Maslow, which is
Yeah.
the first exhibition, it was really cool because the guys that were, just still studying, they're still in school, in university. Some came back, like flew back from the UK just to make
Yeah.
that works and stuff like that. And, it was first show, and I obviously had some, experience in like exhibition planning and stuff like that. But like, we were all like kind of open-minded,
Trying to
just
yeah.
try to figure it out. And it was awesome to see like 10 p.m. and they were still like making works in the studio.
Yeah,
and I
it
loved
felt
that.
it was. I think that was one of my favorite shows because it felt like a like college end of year senior thesis kind of feel. Like everyone's working there. Like most of the works were made in the space, so it did feel like a end of year group show, which I love, like that vibe. Like everyone's like doing all nighter to finish the work. Like we like helped the artist because she had to go back to UK to like finish sewing stuff. Like it was kind of cool in that sense. Like and it was very. I think that was also because it was the first show. It's like most sentimental one.
Yeah.
So I skipped a question, which is, what is bedroom?
Oh.
How would you describe it? It can be like from the physical
Let me get the
space to
vibe.
like, yeah.
No,
I
no.
forgot.
No, that's total bullshit.
What is bedroom?
It's a free space. It's
Yeah.
a free space to do whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's it, you know. It's not really like we didn't come up with the idea of like doing art space. Like many people overseas have done it before, have done the same kind of structure or whatever, you know. We're just doing it in Hong Kong. That's it.
Other programs, projects that were memorable?
TKT Zine Fest is my
Yeah,
favorite
that
one.
was cool.
Yeah, so TKT Zine Fest, we got like the zine community in Hong Kong like together. So it was like Beatrix from Small Toon Press and then Caitlin from Queries Library. So we were like just talking about, oh yeah, let's do something. Let's do like a book fair or whatever. And then, yeah, and it turned into like, because we have a rooftop as well.
Yeah.
So one of the days we had like 2 floors running, and then it was all our friends and some people we didn't know as well.
Yeah.
It was really
And
awesome.
it was like Zine Fest, but also like semi-show, and like Macon guys helped like interview people as well.
That's the 8-ball one.
Oh.
Yeah, I was talking about the
Oh
first
right, yeah. That was another one. That was kind of similar.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Anyway.
first one was more.
That was more. Yeah, that was. Like
I mean, the second one was still more community based. It's still community based, but the first one was more like a.
local community. It was like a
people in shop.
market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the second one, we teamed up with 8-ball community in New York.
Yeah.
And shouts out Joyce, little sister. And yeah, like, they were looking to do something in Hong Kong, and
Yeah.
we kind of put together like some tables for people to read zines. Like, obviously, you can buy them, and then also the other half of the space was like a show.
What community would you say was the one that formed around bedroom?
TKT.
TKT.
I'm not sure.
Because I think
We have our own community, right? So like
Right.
obviously there are friends we work with that would come every time, but there are also people that like we haven't talked to before, and it's like the same people, and obviously they had their own little crew and stuff like that. So it's cool to like see different people. I wouldn't like specifically say that like one type of crowd formed around bedroom, because it was everybody.
Yeah. And I think because we didn't like set out like, oh, we're going to be like anti something or anti that. So maybe
I think it kind of just naturally happened.
yeah, but it wasn't like a hostile thing. It was just like, oh well, this is how we feel and what we like. So
We were just doing what makes sense to us.
and then
Yeah.
but I think the people who came were like, from art gallery scene, like some of MT friends, or like
Yeah.
like families of people, like random people who find it on Facebook. So it's like, I think it's just open to everyone. Yeah.
Because I always I guess I associate it also as like, there's also graphics, so it's not only like visual arts, but there's also like a young designer community and so on. So it does feel different from, like I think it's different from like Things That Can Happen's community, which was slightly more like the upper art world that would come to things, to Sham Shui Po, and then we can also have like Hong Kong, New Territories, younger art community, but I think it was definitely more of a visual art community, whereas yours seems a lot more like diverse than that.
Yeah,
seems to
it's
me.
mixed. It's
Yeah.
mixed. Because, we did the Zine Fest, and, those are focusing on,
Yeah.
young designers. But we also did, some art shows.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Also, yeah,
fashion,
fashion
music,
stuff,
all kinds.
sound stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you how are you sad that it's shut? Like, how do you feel?
Oh, man.
Like, and if I can ask, like, why did it happen? How did it happen?
Right.
Was it planned? Did you always think it would be temporary?
Oh no, it wasn't it wasn't planned to be like, oh, we'll just do it for 2 years. But also we didn't plan it to be like, okay, we're gonna do it for like 10.
We didn't know how long it's gonna go for.
It was just like, oh well, let's just see how it goes, and then I don't know. I mean, I'm sad, but I also think it was like right timing, especially with this
COVID,
year,
yeah.
but also like with other stuff. Like I think
Basically, a developer bought the whole building and basically kicked us out.
yeah.
Yeah, which happens more often than you think
Yeah,
in Hong
right,
Kong.
right,
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sad about it, but who knows, man?
It's okay.
We could do something else, and
Yeah.
obviously there's 18th floor now, and I
Oh,
really
which-
like those guys.
How did you guys evolve with it? Like, how did you guys grow or change or like?
I mean, for me, it was different from Michael's because like I only have experience in like fine arts itself, not running a gallery or any like curatorial stuff. So for me, it was like hugely educational, like on the ground experience, like doing work experience in curation that I didn't get to do. So I guess, yeah, for me it was definitely like I learned a lot from the experience.
Did it also help you because you're not from Hong Kong?
Right.
Did it also like help you to understand the community or like, or did you already have that form before and this was?
I think it was more not necessarily about like the people I met, but understanding a bit more about the relationship with the community and the way that how everyone can kind of work from and be inspired by the surrounding area where bedroom is. Like all this, like most people will go out to like Shamshopo or something, get like materials and be inspired by like things they find there for the show. So that kind of like detailed like relationship between the community and the art space is something I saw. Yeah.
Was that intentional or it just happened because artists happened to be around there, therefore they built a connection with the surrounding area?
Yeah, I think it's more, it wasn't intentional, but it just sort of happened and it's like interesting to observe it, you know? Yeah.
Michael? Yeah. How did you evolve with it?
Yeah, how did you
what
change?
does...
I didn't change.
Really?
Not really.
Over 2 years?
I mean, I learned to.
Oh.
Like obviously, I work with my director in at the gallery, and once people knew about bedroom and knew that like we run bedroom, I learned how to like talk to people. I guess that's how I evolved. I don't
Tell us
like
more.
I don't like
Tell us
talking
more
to
about-
people.
Yeah.
I
Tell us more about what it means you learning to talk to people.
No, like socializing
Yeah.
and like talking about your space and
Uh,
stuff like that, and also like
Right.
drawing the line
Right.
between like because in the beginning bedroom was very anonymous, like nobody knew it was us. And it was a funny story. One time I think I was hanging out with Jerry at a party, and then someone came up to Jerry and asked him about bedroom, and then I was saying it right next to right next to him, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. Like no one knew. So yeah, I just, and then I sort of understand. Oh, this is how like, kind of like the art world, how you talk to people, and yeah, I don't know. It's weird for me, because before I did bedroom, because you know how empty gallery is very mysterious. Like you don't know who works
Yeah.
there, so people don't even know I work there. And I would just turn out at these events, and people would leave me alone. But like, and then like people would start talking to me. I'm like, oh yeah, hi. It opened up a lot more relationships, and I kind of opened myself up more as well. that's how I evolved with
I
bedroom.
mean, that seems big. I mean, not big, but it seems not insignificant. Like, there's definitely evolution in you as a person
I guess, yeah.
alongside it.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm more talkative now. Yeah.
cool. I mean, I feel like we already covered it, but do you feel like it evolved beyond your expectations?
Yes. Yes.
In what way?
I don't really care about like, oh, if like certain people have heard of bedroom before, but like sometimes it's unexpected that you hear like, oh yeah, like my friend in New York heard about bedroom or whatever, and it was like, oh, wow, like people from that far. It was just like a little local space in TKT, you know, and for that, like I'm pretty shocked and unexpected for me. And like we started getting press. Like Artomisi wrote about us, and who else? I think Art Asia Pacific did a review on Chris Chen's show, which is something that I don't really care about necessarily for bedroom, and so that's how it kind of.
It's good for Krista.
Yeah, I mean, like I do want
Yeah.
artists, the shows to
Yeah.
get press because of
Right.
the artists. We
Yeah.
want them to like do
Yeah.
well and, you know, keep doing shows after.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I think also it did create like a community of people, and I do love appreciate it a lot when people say I miss bedroom, because it's like, oh, I think as long as we gave some comfort and just some fun to people who visited, like a nice memory that's like.
How do you think people remember? How do you think the community experienced bedroom? What did it mean to the community?
I can't speak for them. I hope they enjoyed it while it lasts, but I can't speak for them, you know.
Yeah. I think just somewhere chill, like they can like see friends, and then, you know, they have a good show on, and then we can all go support, like, you know, our friends' new works, or yeah. I think it was just like a very supportive community, I hope.
Yeah. Is there anything special about the creative community in Hong Kong?
Such a
It's a
big
test question.
Yeah.
I once had a dinner with an artist I was working with for Empty, and then also another friend of hers that's visiting Hong Kong, and they're both artists in New York. And they were like, "Oh yeah, we'd love to meet your friends." So I brought everyone I know, you know, most of the people, Heidi, you know, Jerry, some other people.
When was
Last year in March,
You're traveling.
Probably.
I'm
yeah,
sure you're traveling.
before Art Basel, I think.
Okay.
And you know, sat down, and they were like, "Oh, so is everyone here artists?" And everyone's like, "No." And then they were like, "Oh, what do you do?"
But they're all artists.
They're like, "Oh yeah, I do graphic design,
Oh,
I
I
DJ,
see.
and blah blah blah." But like, it's funny because everybody at the table owned a brand, and they were really shocked because they were like, "Oh, you know, the Hong Kong community is different. Like in New York, it's very segregated. Like the designers, we only hang out with designers, but Hong Kong is really mixed.
Yeah.
Like everybody just hangs out with each other. Everybody with a creative mind or whatever."
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's very special.
So it's very mixed, and you know, I think also what makes it special is that everybody works with everybody, and it's a very tight knit group. I think.
Yeah, I think it comes with the size, I think.
Yeah.
It's like naturally just more, everyone knows everyone, which is like,
You say
super,
knows
super-
or loves everyone?
oh, knows and loves
Yeah,
everyone.
everybody loves everyone.
Yeah, but it's like that's super unique, I think. Just even in Seoul, I'm from Korea. Like, I think it's not as big as New York or anything, but it's still very segregated. Like, even within the music scene, there will be like different groups. But here, like, I feel like a lot of different industries, a lot of different, like, it doesn't really matter like what you do. It's just like we just kind of know each other, try to support each other.
Everyone plays a different role, and that's quite beautiful, I think.
What do you mean?
I don't know, if you're looking for, okay, I want some photos taken, talk to Luke, you know, talk to Jerry. So like everybody does, you know, a job, you know, they have a role,
Yeah.
and you can always count on them, and that's what's awesome, you know.
Well, how would you define, this is a tough question, how would you define this generation that you're in?
Boomer.
Wait, what?
I just want to say that.
I don't know.
There was like a trait that ties us all. I mean, we don't have to be, but how would you define generation?
Boomer. I don't know. I feel like that's a tough question. That's a
Yeah.
really difficult question.
I mean, it's also very different because of this year, 2020. Like right now, I feel like not lost, but I mean, everyone's
Figuring shit out.
Yeah, everyone's figuring stuff out. I think it's just like going through a growth phase or something. But I don't know if that's just this year though.
Normally?
Ambitious. I don't know.
I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so hard.
I think everyone is becoming more politically aware and active. I think everyone in my generation. Yeah.
True.
And I think it shows
pretty good.
in recent years. Yeah.
More self-aware, maybe, for better or for worse.
I think self-aware is a good word
Ooh,
to
okay.
describe it.
Yeah.
Like aware of
Everything.
technology, aware of, you know, the world that we live
like
in, the
yourself, just others,
politics. Mhm.
community, family. There's too many things to think about and learn about and know about. And it's a
Is
bit
it exhausting?
overwhelming. Yes, it is.
How
Okay,
does
now
one
I'm
deal
just
with
talking
it?
about myself.
How does
It's
one deal
tiring.
with that then? Make music. Yeah, form smaller communities.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know. How do you cope with that? I think you just have to make your own world. You just have to create your own little
Bubble.
bubble, little safe zone.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how the fuck do you deal with everything, man? You know, it's so crazy. I mean, it's like it's such a hard balance to be aware, read the news, and then not get fucking depressed every damn day. Because what do you do? Like, you're helpless. You know, you want to change something, but like, what am I gonna do? I work in art, you know. So I think self-aware, but like we're also like trying to figure out like how to be a part of this. Yeah.
I think that was a pretty good answer considering you guys didn't know how to start. This wasn't on the plans, but you said that you're not very comfortable talking to people, or you weren't. Maybe you're better now.
I'm better now.
But you're still I don't know if like
I don't even
introvert
know. I
or
just
you're
ramble. Like I just. Yeah.
But I wanted to ask, what do you spend your time doing? Like, do you read? Do you watch films? Do you play video games? I don't if it's not too personal. Like, what?
I stay home.
Yeah.
I could go out once in a while. Very rare occasions.
I make him come out with me.
Yeah. Stay home. Yeah. Now I just play video games. I read.
What are you reading, or what is the most recent thing you've read?
This book called The Oval by Elvia. Oh man, what's her name?
Called the
Elvia.
Oval?
Yeah, The Oval by Elvia Wilkes. I think that's her name. Yeah.
Oh! Yeah. She was doing a residency here.
Yeah,
at,
she was doing a residency. Shouts
at
out
TIFF.
to
Yeah.
Tiffany.
Yeah. I met her.
And that's the last thing I read.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it was quite. I spent some time on it. Yeah, quite interesting. Everyone should read it.
Yeah.
It's
Shout out. She's
what-
also
you
an
know, like,
artist and like
Especially
independent.
like talking about like this generation. I think it describes it perfectly.
Really?
Yeah, relationship stress and
Oh, great. Okay.
living in a capitalist society, shit like that.
Oh.
I think it's pretty accurate. And yeah, play Mario Kart. That's it.
Good. What do you spend your time doing? Because now we're all stuck at home. So
Yeah, I've been cooking a lot. Throwing some just like little house gatherings. Trying to download more songs. Yeah, I think that's all. I don't have time to read anymore. I watch lots of anime instead.
Oh yeah, anime.
It's very
We both share
educational.
our love for anime. We
Very
share
educational.
titles sometimes. Yeah.
which one have you seen recently that is you would
Oh
recommend
man.
her?
I recently finished Kila Kila, which is really good. Also, recently also finished this like epic, like it's called Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it's like this crazy epic like children's cartoon like on Nickelodeon.
But
or
you
something.
do notice it's way more political than you think, right?
Dude, it's so political.
It's crazy, like how like kind of like sneak it into a children's
it's very
cartoon show.
deep. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
It's pretty epic. Yeah, I'm watching this really creepy one now called Berserk. I don't know. It's like
You watch Berserk right
I'm
now?
watching it right now.
Oh man,
It's really
you're gonna
fucked
have a
up.
good
Berserk?
time. Berserk. Yeah.
Berserk.
It's an old manga. and
Really
then
creepy.
They've been releasing a lot of anime since.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm trying to think. I can ask two last questions. What is the biggest realization of the last year?
Last year.
Yeah. We're all about tough questions here.
Yeah, wow.
And then we torture you with mosquitoes.
Yeah, what is this, man?
It's like,
Fear
this is
factor?
hell. Interview hell.
Okay. Biggest realization. Okay, well, okay, I think mine is, because I have this tendency to be very, I guess because I'm like a Virgo and a perfectionist, like, I'm very scared often and like I stress a lot about things, but I realize like, I think this past year I'm like, actually, I don't really, I mean, I'm trying not to stress as much, and that I think I did realize that actually, I don't have to be so scared of, like, I don't even know of what. Like, I think the whole DJing thing kind of helps me with that actually, like, because it forces me to like have more faith in myself, which is something that I realized this past year. Yeah.
Good.
What
What is your biggest realization in the last year?
that I realized that I really fucking love Hong Kong, and Hong Kong people are fucking awesome. That's it.
I feel you. Okay, I cheated. 2 more last questions. Are you planning any creative futures? Any future projects, like either together or separately? What's in the books for you guys?
Yeah. In the works.
In the works.
Yeah, I'm trying to do something. Start something is in the works. Yeah. Music related.
When should we anticipate seeing this?
I don't know. Maybe fall, like later, the latter half of the year. I think I want to do release cassettes. That's it. That's all I want.
Me, I don't actually have any like projects planned. Like
Make a career out of being a DJ? No, I don't know.
Woo!
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
I guess that's my like. I'm just. That's one
Just
thing
doesn't
I'm
wanna say it
working
out
on
loud.
now.
It's
DJ
just
Diddles is
literally what she wants.
awesome.
You're super good. DJ Ditto.
Seriously.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm working on just getting more songs and going through more songs.
Random question, but since we can't travel, who do you miss the most in the world right now?
Oh, my family.
Whoa.
My family. I haven't been able to go back to Korea. And yeah, my brother just went to the army for like 2 years and I didn't get to like go and see him before. So yeah, I hope I can go back soon.
Specifically, one person.
I mean, there's a whole choir of people here.
I mean, yeah, I miss all my friends. You know, I miss my colleague in New York. I hope he's doing well.
This person in New York.
Yeah.
Okay, well, shout out to these people who hopefully will be watching.
My heart is with
Aw, sweet. Do you guys have any final words? No.
Thanks for having
you.
us.
Thanks for having us. Just keep doing what you do. Hang
Yeah,
tough. That's
Ethan.
it. We can make it.
Thank you. Thank you to James behind the scenes.
Thank you,
Angela,
James,
Michael.
Chantal.
Yay!